Hi there, you are welcome to today's Biology Made Easy class. We're looking at the photoreceptor and we're looking at the mechanism of photoreceptor of the eye. The first question you ask is, what is the eye? And then we'll be able to answer this question on what happens when the person that is in a dark room is suddenly exposed to bright light, or vice versa. Now, what's the eye? The eye is a sense organ that receives light rays from varying wavelengths, and these rays of light is reflected by the image or the object at varying distance at the visual field. This reflected object or image is being converted to what is known as electrical impulse, and then this impulse, which is formed at the retina, which the retina is also called the photoreceptors. This impulse, which is formed at the retina, is transferred to the optical nerves, and then from the optical nerves to the brain, where the image is properly interpreted. Meanwhile, the mechanism of photoreceptor of the eyes explains what happens when a person that is in a dark room is suddenly exposed to a bright light. On a general term, what happens is that the iris is dilated and wide open, an uncontrollable amount of light enters into the eyes, and this causes the person to dazzle or feel sharp pain or uncomfortability of the eyes. Now, but the mechanism of these procedures or this reaction is as follows. The retina, which is called the photoreceptor, the retina, which is called the photoreceptor. The retina, which is called the photoreceptor, has two cells. The retina has two cells. This is photoreceptor cells of the cones and the rods. It has two cells, the cones and the rod. Now, the rod is more sensitive than the cone, although the rod is only sensitive to dim light, that means black and white light. Meanwhile, the cone is sensitive to colored light. But the rod is what we need in able to adapt to the visibility during the night hour or during darkness. Now, what happened is that the pigment of the rod, known as rhodopsin, which is found at the outer surface of the vesicle, contains two proteinous molecules. Let me break it down for you. This is rhodopsin. Rhodopsin, which is a pigment, contains two molecules, cotopsin and retinine. Now, this retinine is also called the retina. It's a carotenoid molecule that is found in vitamin A. Well, this cotopsin and retinine combines together to form rhodopsin. Now, what happened is that the retinine has two isomers, and this isomers is cis-retinine and trans-retinine. Now, the cis-retinine and trans-retinine coexist in a form of isomerism. Now, what happened is that when the light struck the eye, when the light falls on the eyes, this cis-retinine, because of the light rays, let's say the sun, when the light struck the eyes, the retinine is converted to trans-retinine. Now, in this process, or during this process of conversion, it is known as bleaching. The bleaching process will now cause the rhodopsin. This is rhodopsin. bleaching is the process to be divided into scotopsin, and retinine. Okay? Now, during this, after this process has occurred, this mechanism is what now allows the iris to be, although the iris is wide open, this mechanism is what occurs during the passage of excessive amount of light to the eyes that causes the person to dazzle or feel pain in the eyes. Meanwhile, when the person that is exposed to a light environment, a visible environment, is taken to a dark room, what happens is that the reverse is the case. The transretinine is reconverted. Transretinine is reconverted. Now, the transretinine is reconverted to cis-retinine. And when the transretinine is reconverted to cis-retinine, the retinine will now combine back with the scotopsin to form the rhodopsin. So it's just a reverse process that occurs here. And then finally, rhodopsin is formed. Now, the formation of this rhodopsin, the process of this formation is what is called dark adaptation. We call it the dark adaptation. Alright, so this is the process that occurs during a time that a person is taken from a dark room to a bright light source, or from a bright light source to a dark room. If you have made it, if you have watched to the point of to this point in this video, thank you very much for watching. See you